Hello everyone, how are you doing today? So I'm Florence Roughy. I'm a business coach and expert in China, especially in fashion industry. So I will help you how to implement a fashion show in China, for example, Shanghai or Suzhou. I had this experience before. I learned from my mistakes, so I know how to do it, how to put it into the Chinese market. So let me explain how to first to start. You need to have a visa, like a typical visa, not a cultural visa such as the one you get through a cultural exchange, but it is really a business visa. As soon as you get a business visa, you can export. So just to advise you, if you cannot get any negotiation with a person who is going to help you in China to implement your fashion show, all the catwalk about exporting your product, between your products with Incoterm like CIP, you're going to lose a lot of money, because it's very important in the invitation letter that you give to the Chinese consulate that's based, for example, in Paris. It was my case when I wanted to export in Suzhou. It needs to be a business visa, not a cultural visa. Because if you use a cultural visa, you're going to lose all your products, block it for several months. That's what happened to me. And you will not make it as a fashion show. That's why. So just another first advice for that. So in that case, never export in China in the last minute. For example, I made this mistake. I learned from that. Well, for example, I have this issue. I wanted to be in China, speak Chinese, and present my brand as a fashion industry brand, and it happened like this. So I went to the Chinese consulate and I tried to negotiate how I can make things happening, presenting my brand in Chinese, because I learned Chinese for so many years now. And it was in 2023 in October in Suzhou. The Chinese person told me, oh, no issue, blah blah blah, and she tried to discuss a lot of talking, but nothing very serious. So that's the point. So how to make things happening with a business visa? First, you go to Chinese consulate, you get all the things, all the paper requested document. But the first important thing is an invitation letter that give you legally the visa. And if the person changes at the last minute from a cultural visa to a business visa, forget, never export your product forever. You will lose everything. You will lose the product. You will have a sort of manipulation against you. People will eliminate you around the network. And so just do perfectly as it can be. For example, you ask if you speak Chinese and if you learn a bit of Chinese, you ask to present your brand in Chinese, and you should be paid for that. In China, they pay you. The fact that you are talking about your brand, you can talk about the event you're going to be or attend, but also your flight and the hotel should be paid by the person who is receiving you at the fashion show as a fashion industry designer, especially when you are French or any nationality. It works like that. And if it's not the case, be careful. Be careful, because you're the ambassador of your brand and you have to know how to speak Chinese as a luxury fashion designer. That's what I'm saying. So just be careful about all that, because as soon as you don't know how to speak Chinese, that's going to be tricky, really. So for for a child cultural visa, it's a visa F, category F, and for a business visa, it's a category which is completely different, which is tips how to export in China for your fashion product in order to be in the fashion show. For example, it was my case. So first of all, you have to use all related with the Incoterm. It's an international trade regulation, and it's a legal expertise not only in China but also in other countries such as France or any country in this world. If you use the Incoterm like CIP, that's the best. Because, for example, you are the exporter as a fashion industry designer. If you export to China and you think that everything will happen in the best way at the frontier of China. But first, if you have the wrong visa, for example, it was my case, I had the cultural visa, and the Chinese lady was so weird that she changed the subject of the visa, and it became like not a business visa, a cultural visa. At the frontier, it was blocked. And the fact is, even with the CIP in Incoterm, you're protected. So just click on my channel, subscribe, put a comment, and if you have any advice, I'm here for that. See you, take care.